So yesterday, we discussed about this test lab, and test plan and test lab actually. Okay, so here in the test plan, we write the test cases, and at the test lab, we execute the test cases. Simple. And if the defects, we, you know, um, open the defects and assign these defects to the respective developer or respective concerned person who is responsible for. Okay, so not always, there might be a code issue. Sometimes there is a document issue. You open the defects for the documents, to correct the issues in the documents. Sometimes the documents might not be correct, right? So those kind of things. Okay, so architecture. So the architecture guy, whoever is responsible, will fix that issues. So in that case, right, you can assign the particular concerned person. Okay, so here let's open a defect, right, and we'll go through it. So there was one, it's actually in the interview question actually, how many ways you can open a defect? Okay, so does anyone know like how many ways you can open a defect in ALM or quality center? Okay, so there are actually no many ways, like, but three ways are important. Like, one is like, directly from the defects module that you open defects. You see this new defect, you click on that and you open this defect. Okay, so that is one way. And another way is like, you when you are trying to execute this, so let's say if you're trying to execute this, right, you have this option here, okay, to open this defect, new defect. You see this? So while opening this, while opening, when you're opening this will be a little bit, right? So does everyone can hear me, or does everyone is able to hear me, right? Yeah, so yeah, some people might not hear, so check with your respective managers, because some people can hear maybe issues, because some many people can hear and some people cannot hear. So check with your respective managers so that they can fix any issues. Actually, if there is any issues. So, yeah, some people can hear, so from here it's good. So check with this. Okay, so here, so here it's, yeah, Damodar, do you have any question? So here we can open like many ways. So one way is you open directly right from this defects module. The other way is you open through the test lab when you're trying to run this. Okay. So when you're trying to open right from the test lab, right, where you're trying to execute it, at that time, this thing automatically show up. Okay, so this information shows up, but that's not very helpful when you're trying to do this. This, I don't find this is much helpful. Okay, so okay, so okay, so it has populated some information, but I know I will be putting my own information that will be more appropriate. Okay, so that is second way, and the third way. So let's see. You can also open defects on the test plan. I don't know why it is here, but You see this link defect, go here and open a new defect, add and link defect. See, I know this is not, no, this is not correct. That you don't want to open a defect from the test plan, because test plan is only for writing test cases. That's it. So, but they have this option. Okay, okay. See, let's see. Here we go. Okay, so there is an option, opening right, from this test plan too, but it is not required, so don't worry about it. Only two ways you can see this from, either open from here or see, actually this is pretty confusing. You also have option to open defects. Okay, you don't want to open defects from here. So when you want to open from the test lab, right, there's a link tab and you have this option, right? Don't do that. Okay, so because this doesn't actually is correct way. That's not correct way. So that's a problem, right? This tool itself has some issues here. So okay, if you want to open defects from the test plan, click on this. Now you open from here, right? You open this, and now you are opening in the right no, correct way. This is how you have to open. Okay, just because it's there here in the link defects and you go ahead and open, it doesn't make sense. So actually, this tab is not supposed to be here. Okay, this is not required for any reason, right? Does everyone agree with me? This tab is not required. Why? Because when you are opening the from here, I'll tell you, like, what are the side effects for that. But if you're opening right from here, I mean, like when you're clicking this, so you have sets of test cases. When you click on this, double click on this set, this window shows up. It's a separate window. Here you have this option linkage and coverage, right? Click on that and you open this defect from here to add and link defect. This is the right way. Okay, so this is the right way. I know this is not required actually in either in test plan or test lab. Okay. So I bet this was never tested, so that's the reason it was just left alone, this tool. Okay, so now so there are three ways. Okay, one is from, you can open defects from the defects module. The other is like when you're executing the test case, and the other is when you're, open the defects from the test lab module. Okay, right. So best option is to open a defect from the test lab, double click this test set. So this is called test set, right? Double click this window, this pop-up window dialog box shows up, and you have this option linkage and coverage. You see this in the left sidebar of this window. Click on that, and then you have this link defects, add and link defect, and click on that. Here you can open a defect. So this is a proper way. Okay, so you don't want to go in the test set and click on link defects and you want to open this defect. See that this has some issues with that. Okay, so don't do that, because uh, I mean you can do it, but it's not successfully executed because it has side effects. Like I'll tell you like how it is. Okay, okay. So there are three ways. Now let's go to the defects module and let's open a new defect. Okay. Now go to the defects module, which is located in the left sidebar and the last corner, like defects. Click on that and click on new defect. Okay, and here, okay, so now so you need to fill out this information, the red color information. So here you don't have any red color, only this except summary, but you need to fill up. Okay, you need to fill up all this in the real time. You will be doing this lot. Okay, now here what will I do is like a summary. So summary should follow some proper appropriate you know the naming convention here. Shipping and handling issue. Let's say I'm trying to open an issue, shipping and handling issue. Okay, and which project you are mentioning, you need to mention that. Okay, So here I'll put Gmo Online. So this project, I'll put Gmo Online. And if it's a business critical issue, I mean, if it's a, production issue, then I would name it as production issue here. Okay. So but since this is normal, we don't want that much, so I'm just naming as my name so that know to page. Okay. So otherwise, this should get replaced with the production issues. If you are putting into start, I mean this is not actually required, but I'm just saying that sometimes critical issues shows up, and and developer don't know, so they will say that, hey, how would I know this is the critical issue? You have opened it, so that's the reason, right? I put it. So this is not like mandatory or something. This is something which I came up. Okay, saying that okay, so this is critical issue, so I'll put as critical issue. Okay, so assign to, so this is something who will be developer, so who will be working on this. Okay, so it's developer name, and the browser, which browser you are actually testing, internet or Firefox or Chrome. Let's put IU. Okay, and the category, what's the category? Defects. So I'll go with the defect. Detected by, this is detected by is your name. Okay, so that whatever the tester's name. Okay, so detected dates, what the date is, and detected version, let's say versions, and what is the estimate fixed time. So will it take how much time? So this is this gets updated by the developer. Okay, whoever is responsible for fixing this issue. Okay, so the language of course will be English. Closing version, if there is any closing version, something like that. Priority, so as we already discussed about the severity and priority, right? So in this scenario we'll go as a medium. And what project you are working on, so that project name, and is it reproducible or not. See, sometimes the defects are non-reproducible. Okay, sometimes it shows up and sometimes it doesn't. So in that case, if it is yes, put is yes. If it is no, then put it no. But if you are putting as non-reproducible, then there is more possibility that defects get rejected. Okay, so if it is in regression, put as the regression. If it is not regression, then put it as a no. Okay, so this is like if you're manual, right? You are working in a manual, so there will be no. Okay, severity is medium. Status. So status is like we discussed already about it. So it should be like open, but in this, it might not be the defect may not get opened as status as new. I'm sorry, if it is an open, this defect may not get open. So let's try this one. Okay, so we have to change it manually actually. Okay, here in this case. And subject, so we'll just put it subject is detected in which cycle. So if you have various iterations, right? Let's say you have been various, working on various iterations. So in that case, you can put, which iteration it belongs to. Here we'll just put it as simple as. And this release, so which release does it belongs to? Okay, so this is release. Let's put it as, okay, release 4. Okay, and the description, shipping and handling. So here shipping and handling is not getting updated for large quantities. Okay, for okay. So whenever you're trying to order large quantities, okay, shipping and handling is not getting updated for. Okay, so as always, you need to put the screenshot. Let's oops, screenshots. So here, in this case, we may not have screenshots. Okay, let's quickly do one thing. If you want this thing, let's so screenshot is always important. Okay, so whenever you're doing this, so this is not working there, right? So we'll just put in. Let's check once if we can do this. So we are working on this issue, right? So this is showing us $5. So I'm trying to, we need to put a screenshot, right? So what we can do is, let's try this. Okay, so I've not tried that before. Let's try here now. So what will I be doing is same thing. What we have to do, highlight this. Where is the issue? So this is the issue. Okay, and we'll just put it here. So I just want to view only the information which is required, not everything. Okay, so I can put this because this is also an issue. I see. Okay. Now let's see how does it work from here. Okay, let's put it. Looks like it is. See, I told you, right? Field status should be new. Okay, so that's the problem here. This is actually, this tool itself has so many bugs. You need to put as new. Okay, so but as I told you, status should not be new, because if it is new, that means your project is not started or something like that. Okay, so that means, and this thing will not get updated to the developer. So developer will say, no, it's a new status, I can't work it, so I don't know. And it might not see, the thing is like if it is new, that means it has not gone to the developer. Okay, that email might not have gone and he doesn't work on that. So new is not good only, but unfortunately this thing cannot get open unless it is. So note down the defect ID, that is 2215. And okay, now you have to change from the new to open. You see this? Now you have to change. You cannot see this is the issue here actually. You cannot open like defect in open status. You need to put it new. So once it's open, now what will I do is, let's do this. So now I have to get this defect into this and put it here. Oh, okay. What's this work? This doesn't apply for copy and paste. So okay. This is not good. Okay, let's for time being we'll just use this screenshot. If we add this screenshot option here. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm just now saving. So this is not the actual issue, but I'm just trying to show because it's an issue up here. Okay, so you just keep it simple here. This is the defect, and either you can if you have more than one defect, open in MS Word and put all this in one Word document, and can put it, or you can just put in one JPEG image, or whatever the image, go to attachment section and click here, attach, and you see this repeat. Okay, good. Here the footage, you attach this and here it's done. Okay, you can do this, or you can, if you want, this option has snapshot. Okay, you can also take a snapshot whichever the issue you find. Okay, or if you have that URL which you can know which the location of that issue, then you can put the URL too. Okay, now you have this. What description I'll be putting as more information. Okay, so this is how you can open a defect. And you have all this information here in this dashboard. So what are the defect ID and what is the status, what is the severity. Okay, so any questions in this? So now we have opened this defect, right? You have opened this defect. You can edit this right from here too, right? You can just check if it is open, be open. So this rejected option is not enabled for a tester because tester doesn't reject it. Okay, only the developer rejects it. So it is the rejected. They have this option and put it rejected. Okay, this rejected and fixed. They don't have this option. As a tester, you don't have the access to that. Okay, severity you can change anytime. Okay, subject normally you want to see view this defect with subject. Okay, so you can also do that. Okay, if it is a category, if it is a defect, it's functionality suggestion. See, functionality suggestion is not something what we will be doing. Functionality suggestion is a job of a business analyst. Okay, and so what detected, so all this information is here. So now we have opened a defect. Now this defect is is like abandoned. So that means you have opened a defect, but you don't know which test case this it belongs to, because it's nothing, you have just opened a defect in the defect module, that's it. You have not done anything. Okay, you need to link this defect. Okay, so just before linking that, you can also just wanted to make sure you can also add a comment, just like this, add this comment. We have this Alex. So I've been as a tester, if I want to write comment, I cannot write. This is not always required, this comment section, right? So normally for developers who wants to say that like no, we are not fixing this issue, or as per the discussion, like we are escalating this issue, we are deferring this issue to the next release or something like that. Those information, you can write this. Okay, so this is about the comment section. Okay, now let's link this defect. So we know the defect ID 215. Let's go to the test lab. Okay, now you want to link this, so this has to link with this test set. Okay, so this test set, what you do is select the test set. So here in this case only one, so we'll just double click this and go here and link age and coverage, and we go here and link this defect. Click on link. The defect ID is 215 and link. Okay, good. Now we have linked this. So now you have the defect ID is linked with this test set. Okay. Normally you link this defect to the test set, not with the test cases actually. Okay, you cannot link. Okay, you might link in the test plan or something like that, but not with this. Okay. So this has to be linked with the test set. So this is the set which requires This attention because this is linked. Okay, now you can close it. So now once you have linked, make sure you do refresh. Okay, in quality center you need to do refresh. Okay, click on refresh. Now the moment you do refresh, this icon shows up. You see this icon, link. You know the chain icon, link, located in the left side on this. This shows up. When you click it, directly goes to the which defect it is issued or how many defects are there for this test set. Okay, you can open multiple defects. You cannot just one or two, or you can have as many defects as possible. Okay, and this is linking. And then once that thing gets updated, here also it gets linked. Okay, make sure you click on refresh icon, refresh all. You see this, it gets updated here. So that means this defect is now linked with that particular test case or particular test set. Okay, this is what you need to make sure when you are actually trying to when you open, because you cannot open an abundant defect, because if it is no, it's no linking to that. So let's say you have opened like 5-6 defects. Okay, you've opened 5-6 defects, but your lead doesn't know which this. So your lead reviews your work, right? So now your lead says like, where is the link for this? Where is, or you said you have opened a defect, so I don't see any defect. Where is the linking to that? Because those guys just want to see from here and click on the particular test case, and want to just see what the defect. So whenever you click this, they go to the defect. So they don't go each and everything at once. So that's the reason you need this linking. And also it explains about which test case it has failed. Okay, so that means if you're working on multiple projects, multiple scenarios and multiple things, in that case it's easy for you, so that you will know, okay, so this defect belongs to this test ID. Okay, it's this test set, and this is the defect. Okay, that's the reason you need this, linking the defect. Okay, so any questions in this? So let's go to the defect section again. So here we have this option, right? Okay. See, in new versions, you also have the option to link one defect with another defect. Okay. Here we don't have in this version. Maybe. Okay. Okay. So here we don't have this option of linking one defect. So the reason why you need is linking one defect and another, right? Okay. Let's say somebody, see, so many people will be working. Okay, so there are so many people. Okay, and let's say someone has opened the defect. Okay, some other team member or developer, whoever is the responsible guy, has opened a defect. Okay, and developer is already working on that issue, and you are actually working, and you found some issue, and you opened this defect. Okay, but the developer rejects these defects. This is a valid defect, but he rejects. Okay, a guy said no, this is rejected, and sometimes he puts some information or he doesn't put. Okay, so when you like say, okay, so I know I have this issue, I'm not able to proceed with, then you say like, there is already a defect which is which you are working on. So if that is fixed, your defect is automatically fixed, right? So that is one of the scenario which happens, right? Whenever somebody opens a defect, which is actually the different thing, actually, which is different thing, but that defect is actually linked with our defect. So if that is fixed, this is also gets fixed automatically. So that's the developer says, okay, so I'm not working on your defect. Okay, I don't care, like whatever. We already have this kind of defect. We are working on it. Once that is fixed, your defect will be automatically fixed, and you can continue with your work. In that case, what you do is you link that defect to the defect which the other guy will open. So what you can track is at that time that once the defect is fixed, you put your defect as closed, saying that okay, so because the defect is fixed, now it's working fine. Now it will close this. So that is one of the scenario which is like common, you know. So so you don't have this option here actually. Otherwise, you can link one defect to the another defect. Okay. Let's check. Yeah. So that is one thing. Any questions in defects module? So this is like so you might be using this HPLM or anything, doesn't matter. Okay, so you can like now we follow the same steps what we followed in Rally, so no big deal, only the user interface is different. Okay, the user UI is little, here it's little bit very rigid, very rigid, and you need to click on that, I have to refresh for everything, this kind of thing, but it's still good, you could still work on this if it is projects, they still work on this, and some people are okay with that. Okay, so if you have this any projects with that, you can still okay, you can still work, so no big deal. Okay, so only three things here. Okay, so when you are using this HPALM, it's simple. Requirements tab where actually you view the requirements. Okay, here you go here and uh, view whatever the requirements is. See this, you have this information here, will be there in the description. Okay, and you see this is it's directly saying as that cover status field. This got automatically updated. Okay, because once we have execute test case as failed, it gets updated here. Okay, so requirements, and then you have this test plan where you write the test case. So to write this, go to particular test script. Great. Okay, so go to the design steps, and so that's the only thing that you do in the test plan. You write, you write the test case. Good. So let's restart this. So don't worry about it. So in real time, you might find this error too. Okay. Spell this. Okay, that's good. This is still there. Let's go to this. let's try one more thing on here. So mostly that is about this, HP ALM or quality center. So, so I'll be giving you better video, of course. Okay. I have to remove this. I have to restart this. Okay. Just launch this. Okay. So this is okay. So let's go to our defect. So we can search the defect here, right? So what you can do is we are defect. Our defect number is 215. You can either search it or you can get it here. So this is our defect. Okay. Either way, you can find it either from this test case. Okay. Go ahead and click here. Okay, and go to the linkage and coverage, and you can find this number here. Okay, and it goes right the defect which is located here, so that that way you can find this defect number. Okay, if you don't know the number, you can view the you can view it from there. Okay, so this is the job of a tester or QA analyst. Okay, so if you, let's say if you are a lead, so you will be doing all this. If you're a lead, you'll be doing all this. Apart from this, you will be doing more. So let's go from the lead point of view. Okay, so here you have this defects, right? You have to generate reports. So you can generate reports from almost in all the modules. Let's say if you have this option here. Okay, you have this option. Okay, good. Okay, so requirements, that too has its own reports, but we'll not worry about this requirement because it's not our job. We'll just worry about test plan. So you want reports on this. Let's say you want this report on this. Why you want this report? Because let's say, okay, so your boss says, your boss says, like, you have to generate the report, okay, and submit this by today, by end of the today. Then okay, so you need to generate this report. Okay, so here. Okay, so let's go to the test plan. Go to the test plan and select the appropriate location of this. This doesn't show up again. Okay, good. Now you have this test case, right? So there are basically, as I told you, right, there are two types of report. One is, like, one is the project related, one is the team related. Okay, so let's, this is more for a, so you have this all for a team related. So let's go to the analysis, go to the reports, and get this. You have this various option here. If you want to get a report on this report selected, click on that, and you get this report. So this is on the, so this has all the information related to what what the report, what the test cases says, because this is more for a test case. Okay, so this is related to test case. So click on this generate. I think this gets generated in doc format. Okay, so even if it is not, doesn't matter. Save as report. You can save it. Save on page. So you can choose here. I'd like to go as HTML. Save it here. Okay. So you are actually saving this report. So here you see this all the information. Okay, what is the report? Close this. And you can this is okay. So this report shows up here, and this you can email to your, you know, you can just open this email and send it to. It's like similar what I've told you in Rally, right? Same thing actually. Okay. Okay. The same way you can generate reports for the test lab. So how many have executed? So in the test plan, you will be like, saying like how many have test cases have written, how many people have written, what are the various test cases, so on. Okay. But in the test lab, you'll viewing like, what are the, various being executed. So you're not just one, right? So there are many people who will be working on. So this will be like, in these big numbers, like 20, 30 sets, not just one. Here we are showing only one, but it will be in real time, it will be in big numbers. Okay, 20, 30, 40, so many, because there are so many team who will be working on. Okay, in that case, go to the analysis, go to the reports, and generate the reports. So it is here. So it has all the information related that report. Who is working on, like the name, the person's name. Okay, what is the, see this name. So who will be the, responsible person who will be testing it. All this information will be there here. So this is about test lab. The same way you can also do with the defects module. Okay, you can still generate. It's better to select that particular defect, and otherwise this is pretty slow, so might get slowed up. Okay, so click on this and go to analysis and go to report and report select. This is better. I don't want to, give more, so that's only I just showed up one. So here you have this all this information about the defect, and you can, once this is, you can email this to the, to your boss or whoever, or your manager, or whoever like request you to get these reports. Okay. The same way you can also generate the graphs. Okay. That reports is more for a, like, you'll be having like, how many people are working and what are the status and all those things. This graph is like, it shows where the project is going. Okay, it shows like, how many defects have to be fixed, how many, like, how many people are working on it and how it's moving, the project is moving, and all those things. So this graph shows, okay, so if you have this bar graph, this shows, okay, how many are new and how many are fixed, how many are unknown, like so on. What is the, why these many defects. So this is more for a management perspective, because this, once it gets to management, so they will figure it out. Okay, so what we have to do with this and how we need to proceed with this, if the defects are so many, why these are so many rejected, so on. Okay, our job is just to, save it and send it to the boss. Okay, you can also have this as a pie chart. You can do this, and how many people, how many defects have been opened by so many people. Okay, or not. So, okay, you can also save this, and I think this gets saved as JPEG. Hmm, This change, this is showing up in, not sure where it's getting saved. Okay, oh, it is saved in dashboard. Okay, so you can also, save it in dashboard. Okay, not in just my desktop, but it's also getting saved in dashboard. So you'll be having this URL. You can just copy this URL and send it to your boss. Simple, right? So that's all about the reports. Okay, reports and graphs. So you can have this graph in every every module too. Okay, graph in the test lab and test plan. This is like some of the job of lead. As a lead, if you're going as a lead, you'll be having you'll be working apart from this opening defects and assigning defects and writing test plan, test strategy document. You'll be also working on the reports. Okay. So any questions in this? So you can, so I would say like just work on, so it's better to just work on rally. Okay, because not sure exactly. So rally everyone have access as per my knowledge. Everyone have access, right? So I've given access to the rally. Okay, so just have this username and password. I've sent it through email. Better to use that one and practice on this one. Okay, because this has less issues while you're working. I mean, so if you are like if you want to work, right, if you want to create test cases and you want to work on that, this is better, no? To be honest, like this is better because you are not running into issues every now and then. But if you want to you say like I want to work on HPLM or quality center, of course you can do that. But this might have some issues, as you have seen, right? It might have issues like showing pop-ups or something like that. Sometimes it hampers your work. Okay, so in that scenario, I mean, you can request your respective managers, saying that, okay, want access for HPLM or something like that. But otherwise, I would recommend you to work on this one tool. That's more than enough. The second tool was only for your like knowledge. Okay. Because if you are using a different tool at work, you want to be comfortable with that. So the only thing, to use this one. Okay. So otherwise, all this you can practice here. Okay, so today is due, that homework is due, right? Yes, completed. Okay. Any questions so far? So tomorrow is our last class. If you have any questions or anything, just let me know today. No, now, even now it's good, if you have any questions or something. Okay, so just can we work on that one? So better to work on Rally because it has less issues. Okay, you'll not it doesn't hamper your work, right? You want to work seriously, so better to work on that. Okay. So, oh wow, you have 14 tickets. That's great. Okay, so let's see here. Uh, 3 to 2. Okay, good. 1 Yeah, this is good. I mean, okay, so this is okay. But this thing, you need to put in a defects. Okay. Sure. Yeah, you can reach me out through email, and if you want to call, if I'm not available at the call, email. You have my email ID manu@itamerica.com. You can reach me at there, you know, and yeah, you can call me. Okay. So no issues. So by yeah, best time, um like I'm available anytime. So morning like from 8 a.m. to 5:30. Okay. So you can call me. So okay, I'll have been in lunch, 1 hour something like that. But you can email me so we can respond. So I'll respond to that so that you can pick the time. Okay, whatever time you're convenient. You can work on that. Okay, so this one is okay, but I would not write this much in this because this is a result. This is the test case result. So I don't want to clog all the information, just putting all the information in this test test case execution. I would like to put some information like like it has been error. Okay, there is an error while creating this or something like. I don't want to give more detailed information on which you know this is not actually required here in this test case, because this looks like more as a defect. So I would open a defect and create that information, put that information there. I would not want to clog all this. It's not kind of like, doesn't look good, right? I mean, it's not kind of putting a lot of information which is not actually required in this in this scenario. Okay, so make sure you remember that. Okay, you need to make sure what information you're putting and where. That's important. And how this quickly look these test cases. Yeah, you can do this. Okay, so you have this option. This is good. You can put all this information which you are trying to put, right? You can put in one test case. Okay, just in one. Okay, okay, good. So this is one way you can write this test case. And if you have, sometimes you have a lot of to validate, right? You can just put in one test case and saying that okay, so this is it. Because not you cannot put more detailed information. Okay, sometimes you don't have that much time. Okay, in that scenario you can put in one test case. Okay, so you mean this radio button? Okay, first radio button. I want to buy now. Okay, okay, makes sense. Okay, okay, so I understood this. What is radio button, and uh, this is okay. Okay, good. Sometimes you need to be more detailed, right? Because sometimes people don't understand. So that is fine. I understood like what does it mean by rolling. I mean, this is kind of not exactly a radio button. See, I can say this. Click on this radio button and goes to that page and click on this buy now. Okay, so that is understandable. So let's go to the next one. Click on tool logo and drag it. Tool logo and drag it. Oh, okay. Yeah, so this is okay. So this is a good thing to point out. So my question would be for a business analyst, not even for a developer. The developer doesn't know this thing. So my question, so here there is a test case, right? Somebody has written click on tool logo and drag it. Okay. So what I understood is tool logo. So this is a tool logo, and you want to drag it. Okay. So wherever I need to drag it, it has to it has to go. But my question is to the business analyst that is it a draggable or is it just an image? So is it why we want to make it as draggable? The customer don't want to do with anything with that. There's nothing to do with the customer, right? Customer doesn't play around, right? So we are actually just trying to test it. So that's the reason we need to know this. So is it draggable? So if it is draggable, why is it draggable? Is there any specific reason to that? So that is something which you need to ask. So that is a there is information for a business analyst to telling them why is this supposed to be there? Is it mandatory? Or if it is that, then how are we going to test that? Okay. So that's a pretty good thing, which this test case has bought. Well, that's a good thing. But this is not like something which you need to write in the test case. This is something to ask to a business analyst, saying that why the tool has to drag it. Customer don't want to drag it. Customer want to order something from this website. You don't want to drag something. Okay. So why is there a reason to drag it? Or it can be just a simple image, right? Just like you have this. Just simple, non-draggable. You can put it non-draggable. Doesn't matter. Why it has to be draggable? Okay. So always make sure you involve in this, proactive. So you need to be proactive. Okay. So in proactive in sense, you need to be more into like, you need to talk. So just like somebody has pointed out, right? Tool logo. So you need to check with your lead saying that, okay, hey, this is tool logo. So is it a draggable? So lead might not explain that. So, but once you get rapport with everyone, the team members, that is a very good scenario to explain to them, saying that hey, why it should be there. So you need to be proactive from right from the first day. Yeah, these are good. I mean, these steps are good. Okay, so let's quickly check through this defects. Oh, good. There's so many defects. This is how it should be. Now you need to, so because you are hired as a software analyst to open defects. Okay. So make sure you have to have as many defects as possible. Okay, you don't want to just open defects, okay, I found this defect and I want to open defects. No, you need to check with your lead and then open defects. Okay, to start with. Of course, once you get used to it, you can open these many defects. This is good. I would consider, okay, good, you have opened so many defects. It's good. So you are actually making a developer team to work, and in turn, like you are improving the quality, right? Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that steps are good. I mean, I have no issue with those steps. Okay, so you might also include, you know, um, negative scenarios and positive scenarios. So, but that's fine. Yeah, 10 steps are good. Yeah, these are good. No issue. So yeah, so this thing, right? This is not supposed to be this, okay? Because this is something. This is good when you pointed out, but this supposed to be there in the requirement document. If there is no requirement document, or you're working in agile, in that case, you need to check with your business analyst. Okay, so this is not supposed to, then this is not should be it should not be there actually as a test case unless you have this really required requirement that should explain that. Yeah, Jeevan, do you have any question?
Yeah, can you scroll down to number 10? Step number 10 there. I have little question out there.
Oh, you have this question on this.
Not that one, the other one,
Oh, the
which you were
about
explaining. Yeah,
this one.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, you have a question on this
Step number 10.
step number.
Uh, yeah, the outcomes for the step number 10 is, is that should be there. Navigate to error page.
Oh, you mean this one? Click purchase button and the page get navigated to error page. Oh, let's check this. Click on purchase.
No, I know that it navigate to that page. So that should be the expected result.
No, no, it should not be expected. So error page is never expected, right? Error is never expected. If it is an error, then it's a defect. Simple. Website is never contains errors. Not supposed to correct. So it will contain, but it is not supposed to contain. So that's the reason. So with this error, okay, you're not supposed to put as error. So navigated to next page or checkout page or receipt online. So we have seen, right? It should be an online receipt or something like that, but not an error. You cannot have an error, right, in the web page. So
Okay, thank you.
I think this is not supposed to be there. Okay. Any other questions, anyone? So yeah, websites should not contain error. So that's the reason we are testing, right? So this is not like it's navigated to a receipt page or an online page or home page or something like that. Okay, yeah, it's understandable because we don't have this requirement document on this FRD. We don't have FRD, so we don't know which page has to go which one. But as a general knowledge, as a as a common sense, we don't want errors in a page, right? Because as a user, I'm purchasing something, right? I'm purchasing an iPhone, so I don't want to go this as an error page saying that okay, you cannot buy this. That's not something which have to happen, right? So the thing is like general user. I just want to buy something, and you don't want error on this page. Where exactly did you get an error at? Purchase button on the checkout. Oh, this one? Oh. Hmm. This is not even working, right? It's going into the next page. Yeah. This is a bug. Okay. So let's quickly check out this tickets one or two. We'll close this session for today. It's good. I mean, you have opened so many defects. That's good. No tax. Okay, Pittsburgh. So there is no tax for Delaware, right? So it's okay if there is no tax if you are putting as Delaware. Okay, the city is Pittsburgh and state. If it is state, Delaware, then you don't have this tax. You know this, right? Um, Delaware or Texas? Yeah, maybe Delaware. The sales tax. You don't have the sales tax somewhere, right? So it's okay. So that may not be a defect, right? No tax. In Delaware. Yeah, this is an error, right? So you don't want this. So good. Okay. So good. You guys have found some really good parts. You don't have this option to select. Okay. And, check out not clickable. Okay. So this is how it should be. Okay, so you need to open more and more details. Out here something. A tab with no title. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah. This is a bug, of course. Yeah, that was pretty buggy website actually. Normally it happens. There are sometimes so many bugs. Okay. And iPhone device is not iPhone. It's displayed as iPhone. Oh, okay. I got this. Yeah, it's showing as iPhone 5, right? And it's showing as iPod here. Right. So this is, yeah, of course, that's serious bug. Customer will be confused and don't know what to do with that. Okay. Shipping. Okay. Yeah. So one thing, when you're putting a state as Delaware and saying that no tax not applied, that's fine because you don't have sales tax in Delaware, right? So okay. So let's any you have any other questions? So good. I mean, so you have opened really pretty good defects actually for this. Good because you need to open as many defects as possible. task two. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, you need to have some task so that if you want to organize something, if you want to organize something yourself, you want to put as task, and you can work on this task and okay, good. Any other questions? So only this thing, right? So this thing should be no. So we don't require a lot of information in this page. You can open a defect, okay, and put this information in that one, and that should be okay. Here you need to only put as like this test case has been failed, or you can please find the defects in the defects section, something like that. You don't want to put all information plug into one. We don't want that kind of thing. Just put short and simple, right? So defects, and if it has similar defects, you can combine into one. So I mean, for this maybe not. Okay, not many similar defects. Yeah, this can be resolved immediately. Okay, that's good. High level defect. Okay, so if no one has any questions, so can we close this class for today? So tomorrow, tomorrow we'll just go to the certification point of view. Whoever has not completed this certificate, you know, certification from software testing, I'll just go through it once, and if you get some idea, or like if you want to continue, if you think it's good for you, you can proceed, or else it's fine. No obligation on that. You just so we'll just go through it and find more defects. How we can find more defects actually, so that so at the end of the day, it's you know the end of the day, it's like how many like what how many defects you have opened, and how many you're working on. So that's more important. Okay. As a QA, or it doesn't matter, as a ETL tester or QA tester, or even if you're a data analyst, doesn't matter. you know and software tester, or load runner, QTP tester, or you see, even developer open defects, this. Even developer open this defects and put in the architect level. They have their architect level issues, right? So they open defects and assign to different team, right? There's a different team and we will be working on it. So you're not the only one who will be opening issues. There are so many people who will be opening issues, developers, architects, uh, so on. Because there are a group of so many people who will be working on, and some people will be working on something, and some people will be something, and it's very much interrelated with each other. And you may not have all communication with those all kinds of people, because something is doing, some image is doing some other team, and that URLs are doing by some other team, and so on. So there's so many people who will be working on. So, so that's the reason, like everyone, like if there's any issues, they'll open a defect and assign to appropriate team member. That's a very good question. Actually, that my yeah. So my whole idea was that the same thing, to put as um, put in your resume saying that I've got this certification, or something like that. Okay, solo learn. I found this good too. Okay, so the solo learn is good too. I find that I got this now certificate. Let me show you actually quickly. I thought of writing this HTML fundamentals. I already know a little bit of HTML, so I find this certificate pretty good, reasonable, and it's free, of course, and and it has certificate ID too. So this solo learn is also good, So just put it SQL fundamentals. Yeah, that should be good. Mm. And it's free, of course, right? It's so to register through MBA. So I've already given you that email, right? So if you want to register, you need to have that email account. Yeah, Pradeep, do you know that what is your email ID? Let me quickly forward you once again. Let me forward this. This is, what you have to register, your email ID. Yeah, so if you want to register, okay, so you need to register from this, just create an email ID and you are automatically registered to MBA. So Microsoft Virtual Academy. You also have the developer course. You have this, um, you have a lot of, we'll go this tomorrow. Okay, so we'll go this tomorrow. How can you find? Okay, so we'll be working on this certification part tomorrow. So it will be, I'll show you like three different website which offer the certifications. Okay. Any other questions? So let's close this. Hope it doesn't give any more errors. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you guys have done good, really good for opening those defects. I mean, that's really good. Okay. So do this same thing, at work. That should be good. And it doesn't have to be only in QA. So ETL, you find so many bugs. I alone, see, I myself opened like, just, I don't know, like 5 to 6 defects only one day. Trust me, like so many bugs. Now you find bugs everywhere. Bugs everywhere. Okay. So, okay. Thank you guys.